One of the things that I am here to tell you is that negotiation is not one of these things that you have to be born with that skill. It is definitely a learned skill.
If you are in a mindset that underestimates what you can do, that oozes out, and the other party naturally will try to take advantage. People tend to think that, okay, first there's sales and then there's negotiation. I think that's absolutely wrong. If you don't use your sales process as a way of eliciting information that allows you then to create a solution that works for you and works for your customer, then you've missed a tremendous opportunity. After each opportunity, do a debrief with colleagues or even by yourself. What worked well in this process? And how will I repeat that again?
That's right.
And then what didn't work as well? Why didn't it work well? And what will I do differently next time to be more successful?
What do we negotiate about? Everything. This is a very smart group here in Texas. Okay. Obviously, we negotiate about the price of cars and salaries and benefits and budgets and contract prices and buying a home and, all kinds of opportunities. And as important as those negotiations and often overlooked are what I call the little n negotiations. Who's going to get vacation, the first week in August? Or who's going to work on what kind of a project? Or who's going to, whatever it is in the workplace and even at home, that sound like little things, but really do make a big difference. Women who negotiate, as opposed to those who don't, receive higher performance ratings, are seen by their firms to have more leadership potential, are less likely to leave their organizations, and here's the very exciting part, expect to be offered other leadership opportunities. Okay, so now let's talk about getting in our own way. Part of the issue is that, of course, people bring personal baggage to negotiations and to everything else that we do. But there is also data that regardless of how good at it you are personally, that there are expectations, this is going to shock you, in the workplace of how women will behave in any given situation. And so because of those expectations, behavior at the negotiation table, and I use the word in quotes, that is seen as fine if it's a man doing it, can be interpreted completely differently if it's a woman doing it. Bargaining ourselves down. Okay, here's one that many of us may have done. And basically what that is that you say to yourself, I know that I really need X, but they're not going to give me that. Nobody gets X. So therefore, I won't put anybody in an awkward position. I won't ask for X. I'll ask for less than X. I'll ask for Y. And what do you think happens? You get Z, right. Or some other Greek letter that, we don't even know about. And the people who are successful in leadership roles, especially women in leadership roles, negotiate up front for support. You want to negotiate for a strategic introduction. Not just the email that goes out that says, Sally will now be running our XYZ group. If you see her in the hall, say hi. But rather, Sally is now going to be running the XYZ group. She has as a perfect fit for this role because credential, credential, credential. Communications protocol. I can't tell you how many women we talked with that got tripped up with how much information do I provide to my boss? How often? What format? If you give them too much, you're high maintenance. They feel guilty. They're not going to read all that stuff. If you give them too little, You're not a good communicator. And clearly, I'm sure we're all committed to coaching and to development of people, and yet there'll come a point, in some cases, where you basically run into an uncoachable. And uncoachables need to be redeployed, if you get my drift. You will definitely be in a situation where if you sit down ahead of time, you can absolutely anticipate what the other person is going to say. And if you can anticipate, you can plan a response. Do not put yourself in these, what I call a V8 moment, okay, where you walk away and you say, oh, I should have said. You can plan so that you are relaxed and you are as prepared as you can be for the challenges that are inevitably going to come. Thank you. Thank you.